Let's go find the cheapest electric go-kart that I can fit in. All right, let's check Amazon first. Okay, so they got a few options, but most of these don't look like they fit anything bigger than a child. Let's check Temu. Ooh. Okay, so this one looks like it might work. It's gas powered. All right, $679. Let's get it. It's open. Okay, so this go-kart is completely disassembled right now. So this bike uses a 60cc gas motor, but by the end of this video, we're gonna upgrade this to a super overpowered 6,000 watt electric motor. I'm scared for my safety. Yes, dude. All right, guys, we are getting close to finishing this go-kart, and while Tanner's assembling this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you guys can see more amazing content like this, and let's get back into it. We have got steerage. All right, boys, so we finally got this $600 Temu go-kart fully built. Of course, by the end of this video, we're gonna upgrade it with some crazy electronics to make this thing an absolute sleeper. But first, I haven't sat in it yet. Oh. Well, let's see. Knees are pretty bunched up, but actually not so bad. I thought it would be worse. We got our brake lever on the left, a little switch, and overall this thing is pretty simple. So we're gonna pump up these tires, gas this bad boy up, and take it for a rip.
I'm not giving it a little smell test.
I already know it smells stanky. Boys, I've been looking forward to having a go-kart in this channel for a long time. You do not understand. Finally, we have one. Of course, I gotta test this thing to get our baseline to see how good this thing is right now before we upgrade the living crap out of it. Let's do a little suspension test. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, build quality, can't be mad about it. Even the size is, I don't know, it's not as bad as I expected. It's a good fun size. We got some gas in this motor, and let's try to start it up. Woo! Yo! Oh, this is actually super scary. I didn't think it would be this loud, and it's not very fast. Jesus Christ. Dude, I'm like scared it's gonna blow up.
I was thinking that.
Like that's my only thought. I'm thinking like this cart is gonna blow up. Oh man, it's not very fast either. Goes like 10 miles per hour. Doesn't wheelie. I mean, we gotta upgrade this thing. Wait, Tanner, you try it out. All right, Tanner, I know you got soft little hands, but start that up. All right, Tanner.
Why did you go fast for me?
So out of the box, this go-kart is way too loud. It's not very fast, nor is it very stable, and I can fix two of those problems by upgrading the crap out of this little go-kart with 72 volts of raw power.
I'm in my mom's car.
So this is my first build using a go-kart as the base, so I had to really plan this thing out before I started upgrading it. And after some long, grueling hours of planning, I came up with this. I'm not gonna lie, I really had no idea what I was doing, so I just decided to start taking things off until I could figure out a real plan. This is probably a good time to mention that to power this go-kart, I'm using a motor kit from a bike called the Ionic Alpha Pro. This is a super powerful e-motor that I previously reviewed on my channel. By the way, guys, it's supposed to be way brighter in here, but I have no idea where the light switches are. So when I first got into this shop, I honestly had no idea what to do. So I just started cutting stuff on the axle because I figured that's where I wanted to mount the motor and the battery. I came up with this idea where I'd basically take a little steel plate, weld it level to the axle, and then just add the motor mounts on top of it. Of course, I had to make sure this plate was nice and secure, so I laid down some crappy beginner welds. Now at this point, I was realizing before we could even start on those motor mounts, I had to figure out the sprocket situation first so I actually know where to mount the motor. we have a bit of a problem because the inner diameter of this new sprocket is almost bigger than the entire diameter of this sprocket mount. It's really not supposed to be like that. But what I'm thinking here is that I'm going to grind down the outside of this sprocket mount until it fits snugly on the inside of this sprocket, and then I'm going to weld them together. So you might be saying, why don't you just buy a new sprocket mount? I'm sure they're out there. I looked, I couldn't find one, so I decided to be resourceful and use the one that came with it.
Not quite there yet.
It was actually W decision making because it only took a few seconds of sanding before it could fit on the inner diameter of my new 420 sprocket. I then tack welded them together before sliding it onto the go-kart. With that being done, we're finally able to start working on the motor mounts. For the mounts, I cut out two 90-degree steel beams. For the first beam, I carved it out so that it would fit around the circumference of the motor. Doing this is going to allow our motor mounts to fit snugly. If that's even a word. Alright, I'm going to cut this out.
See how that fits? And then I'll drill 2 holes through that for the mounting holes, and then I'm going to repeat this process, and then I'm going to weld this mount to the plate that I have welded on the actual axle itself. So this is how I'm going to mount the motor, best way I know how.
And guys, look at how beautiful our mounts turned out. I would have used the laser machine to actually cut one out that would have been more precise, but I don't know how to use that yet, so that's for a future project.
It's actually not that bad. Kind of a lousy start, but I'll just sand that down.
All right, y'all, check this out. We got the motor mounted right here. This thing is in there nice and solid, and I am ready to see if we can get this thing lined up with the sprocket that I'm going to put on here in just a second, so that we have at least some sort of connection from the powertrain to the wheel. After getting them somewhat aligned, I used my new chain breaker to break a chain to size.
I'm going to need a chain tensioner. It's very loose. Wow.
So as the name implies, a chain tensioner puts tension on the chain so that it's nice and tight so that it doesn't fall off when you're trying to use the thing. Everything seems to be spinning a little bit smoothly. Of course, we have a little bit of a rattling noise, which as of now, I don't really think is anything to be worried about. So next, we're going to work on a battery/controller box. So instead of a battery box, I decided to make more of a battery tray. And the way I did this is by taking some little steel cross beams, cutting out a notch so that I can fit it right around the axle before welding it in. This actually turned out to be one of my biggest mistakes in this project, as you guys see when we start riding this thing.
What do you guys think? Is this battery going to be way too heavy?
So I'm going to be honest, welding these was kind of difficult due to the fact that the metal thicknesses I was welding on were completely different from each other. This, if you don't know, just makes it really hard to do, especially for somebody who just started welding like me. But the welding process was definitely going, and once I finished that, I put the battery on and decided to wire up the controller. This is honestly the easiest part of this entire build. Everything is plug and play, no fabric wired. Of course, I added a little on and off switch as well as the throttle and the display before really getting the wiring nice and organized. And with that, we were ready to give our creation its first test spin. But there was a little problem. The go-kart only went in reverse.
God. Careful, careful, dude. All right, Sean, what do you got to say for the camera?
That big gonna be fast, dude.
And now most of you guys would say just use the programming dongle to reverse the motor polarity, but we didn't have one. So what we did is actually physically switch the phase wires on the motor leading to the controller as well as the hall sensor wires, and that actually did the job pretty well. And with that, we had somewhat of a success. The thing finally moved forward, and it was way faster than we had even anticipated. Okay, so apparently I can't speak today. It was way faster than we thought it would be. Just look at this guy do donuts. Look how happy I was. From the 20 minutes of test riding we did, we completely destroyed the stock wheels on this thing. So I spent $180 at Tractor Supply to get these new ones. You already know what we did. We slapped those bad boys on, and this thing was ready to rip. It is finally time to test out this electric go-kart that we just built from the cheapest Temu go-kart that we can find. This is gonna be absolutely sick. Just for a little recap, in today's video, we bought the cheapest go-kart from Temu that I could fit in. We unboxed it, we tested it out, we built this thing up so that it's an absolute electric beast. And finally, we're standing here up on my favorite road so that we can take this thing for a real test ride and just see how amazing this thing really is. So of course, guys, I did a lot to this thing. I'm gonna go over it for you guys one more time. We got a 72 volt, 25 amp hour battery in the rear, which will give us plenty of range for this thing. We also got a 72 volt, 6,000 watt motor with a 72 volt far driver controller to give this thing a crap ton of power. And of course, as you guys know, this thing is gonna have insane acceleration, not only because of the tiny little wheels, but because of this tiny little sprocket right here. This thing, I mean, it's just gonna be super freaking fast, and I'm so excited to show you guys. Of course, we got the Corvette style control panel sitting on the side here. We got our little switch right here so that we can turn this thing on and off, our throttle, and boys, that's basically it. We are finally ready to take this thing for a rip. And if you guys haven't already, hit that subscribe button because I'm making amazing videos like this all the time. And let's test this thing out. All right. Oh no, I just stepped on the display. I hope I didn't break it. All right, I'm gonna turn this thing on. It says we're in speed mode 1. We're gonna bump it up into, let's go speed mode 2 and we'll work through the speed modes. This thing is pretty cramped, boys. All right, where should I go? I think I'm gonna go this way. Okay, oh my gosh. All right, we are off. And another thing I'd like to mention, we got brand new tires from Tractor Freight. So it's feeling a bit more stable. And by a bit more, I mean barely. This thing is not stable to begin with. Okay, so speed-wise, we're already going super fast. This is stupid. Holy crap. And we're just in speed mode 2. There's 3 more speed modes. Woo! God, look at that sunset. That's amazing. Woo! See, I'm just trying to make it to the top of this hill because there is an incredible view up here, and we're gonna check it out right now. Oh, boys, you don't find this stuff anywhere else. I mean, that's incredible. You can see my whole city from up here. It's amazing. All right, I think we're gonna bump this into speed mode 3. Let's see how we're feeling here. I think I wanna spin out. Let's see. Woo! Oh, it's got the power to do it. This thing went to not safe real quick. Yo! Now this has to be one of the craziest things I've done on my channel. It's not as crazy as the mini truck build that I'm going to be posting on this channel probably sometime this month, but so far it's the craziest thing. Holy crud. Okay, let's go speed mode 4. I'm sure the controller's getting really hot from all this. All right, speed mode 4, let's get it. Oh, holy crap, and we're going uphill. Oh, that's stupid. This thing is so fast. Oh my God. You guys, I've always wanted to do a go-kart build since I've been doing e-bike videos. Like, I've just wanted to do a go-kart build for so long, and I can't believe we've finally done it. It took a few days, but we're here. We got this thing running, and it is absolutely stupid. Right now, I'm thinking this thing could definitely use a steering damper because it's just so stupid fast, and it's so squirrely. Like, you could lose control on this thing very easily if you're not careful. Oh my gosh. Jesus, man, that's not safe. It's not even funny. I'm gonna test how hot this controller is though. I'm sure it's real hot. Oh, you know what? That's actually not that bad. I thought it was gonna be a lot worse. Oh my gosh. But the go-kart, boys, we're gonna be bumping this thing up into speed mode 5 really soon. Huh? Dude. 2 of the bolts just fell off. There is no bolts here holding in these wheels. I can't believe they just fell off. I swear we had those tight. Ah, this thing is so sketchy. Okay, I have more bolts in my car though, because I figured that would happen. So thank God for backups. Boys, we're gonna bump this go-kart up into speed mode 5. Oh, I hope those wheels don't fall off. They seem to be on well enough. All right, here goes nothing. Oh! Woo! Holy crap! Oh my gosh. Okay, I think I'm gonna take it easy until I get those bolts. Oh, dude, stupid. 2 bolts fell off. Yeah, that's why I told you to get extra.
All right, well, we got extra.
Yep, we got extra. All right. Okay. Okay, so we're back on the road. Oh my God. Oh, Jesus. Oh. Ah. Oh, I'm gonna crash and fall off that cliff, dude. Holy crap. I think I might just keep it low and slow and drift this thing around. Let me find a little dirt patch. Here's one up here. This will be nice. Do some donuts, let's get it. All right, ready? Oh my God. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. All right. That has to be the stupidest thing ever. Your turn, Tanner.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I am Charlie Kirk.
Oh, no. Whoa. Yo, come here. For the record, I didn't do shit. Oh my gosh. So I guess we didn't strap it down well enough. Battery seems okay though. I have that tape back there. We could probably just tape it on. I'll ride it back really carefully. You guys, that was crazy. Thankfully though, the go-kart isn't completely messed up. Wow, it is beautiful out here though. Is zip tied to the motor? Okay, here. My bad. All right, y'all, so we had a few problems today, but that's just a part of prototyping. You're gonna run into issues when you're trying new things, but we just make it better and better until the thing actually works properly. Of course, getting a better battery strap in is a must-have. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, leave a comment down below, and most importantly, subscribe, and we'll be right back at you guys with more awesome projects. Later.